Julie, where are you and what are you doing? I need you to come home right now. Mom? What all of a sudden? You saw me leave for work, didn't you? You know I'm still working right now. It just so happens I'm on my lunch break. Stop lying! Huh? I didn't raise you that way. I hate lying. So what's this all about all of a sudden? Besides, it's obvious that you didn't raise me, right? You only cared for my sister Lisa, and it was my late grandpa and grandma who took care of me. And once they were gone, you made me drop out of high school to get a job. What are you talking about? Enough with excuses! Come home right away. We're having a family meeting immediately. What? Family meeting? About what? It's about your future, and I need to set you straight about some things. Set me straight? No, I don't understand. It doesn't seem urgent. I'll talk to you after work. Huh? Work? What's the deadbeat saying? What? Deadbeat? Me? Why would you say that? Come on, you saw me go to work. You get back within the hour. Got me? No, you answer my question. I'm the one who wants to ask the questions. Just come home. What the hell is going on? I have a shareholders meeting this afternoon. I can't leave on such short notice. What? What is this shareholders meeting? You're a deadbeat. How many times have I told you? I'm not a deadbeat. This is useless. Hey! That's enough. Hey sis, you stood up the family meeting, didn't you? Lisa, now you. What the hell is wrong with you? I told you guys I'd talk to you after work. If it's not an emergency situation, it's only natural to put work first. Wait until after work. That's all I'm saying. This was an emergency meeting to discuss the lie about your job. Huh? I'm getting more and more confused. I was just sitting at my desk staring at papers. Don't make me laugh. A deadbeat staring at papers? Were you reading a comic book? Oh, give me a break. Why do you keep calling me a deadbeat? I've been working all my life. I know I'm the outcast of the family, but you never said that until yesterday, did you? So why all of a sudden? I found out this morning you don't actually work there. It's no use hiding it. What? Why? What on earth is going on? Your classmate from junior high school, Jamie. I ran into her at the supermarket. Jamie? Oh, come to think of it, she knew you too. That's when she told me. She said you had just quit your job at the time of the class reunion. She was wondering what you had been up to since then. What? What would make her say that? The last time you had a reunion was about 7 years ago, right? I didn't think it had been that long since you had become a deadbeat. No, I started working for another company at that time. How can you say that? A bum who makes only $20,000 a year. Huh? After I heard what Jamie said, I raided your room to find out what was going on with you. What? You went through my room without my permission? You can't do that. And then, what's with that bank book? I looked at the total amount of transfers from just a year ago, and it was only $20,000. In other words, $20,000 a year. That's like being a deadbeat. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? $20,000? Oh, that bank book. I think you misunderstood something, but that $20,000... After the family meeting, it was decided to kick you out of the house. You don't have any complaints since it's the result of the family meeting, right? Huh? What do you mean? I really don't get it. My sister has no right to complain since she chose not to attend the family meeting. Of course, right? Huh? I threw all your stuff in the yard, so take it and go away. Get on with it. Wait a minute. The yard? It's raining right now. Not my problem. You're the one who hid the fact that you're a deadbeat. It's so embarrassing. Finally got rid of the lazy freeloader, and now the whole family can breathe easy. You don't seem to be listening to me at all. I don't have to listen to you, do I? Just to be clear, does this mean that Mom and Dad agree with you? Of course! I told you we had a family meeting. Well, then I want you to promise me one thing. What? After I move out, I want you to stay out of my life. Huh? Of course! What are you talking about? That's my line. If you ever need money in the future, don't ever ask us, deadbeat sister. Hey, Julie, don't use our savings without permission. What do you mean by doing that? Give me back the money. What, Mom? It's like you're accusing me of something I didn't do. What are you talking about? I don't know anything. The living expenses account. We're losing money like crazy, but we're just going about our lives as usual. I can only assume that you, with no money, are somehow withdrawing it. I don't know the PIN number of your account. I don't have your card. I don't have your bank book. Stop making these weird accusations. Don't lie to me. Be honest with me. Listen, this is stealing, okay? Even if it's family, you don't just go around buying things with other people's money. Now, if you honestly admit it and return all the money you withdrew, I'll forgive you and not make a big deal out of it. This is what happens when you live on $20,000 a year. From now on, get your act together and work hard. No, $20,000 is my monthly income. What? What are you talking about? When Lisa looked at your bank book, she said your annual income was $20,000. That's the big misunderstanding. The bank book Lisa saw was the one I used when I was in high school. You too, Mom. How can you believe what Lisa says without even checking? Huh? It's the money from a part-time job I had until I dropped out of high school, and it was deposited into that account. It's not the bank book I'm using now. Huh? The money from your part-time job? What? I mean, it's a very old bank book. I left it in the dresser for a long time without updating it. Maybe she found it and thought it was my current bank book and thought it was my current income. I can't think of anything else. You keep talking nonsense like that. I won't allow you to evade responsibility. You know what? Come on. You've got to realize something. Realize what? The one who's been sitting around at home acting all high and mighty is the real deadbeat. Can't you see that? Huh? I think it was a year ago. Dad's company went bankrupt due to the recession. What? Your father's company went bankrupt? Is that true? It seems that Dad has not been able to tell you about it. I couldn't help but find out because the company I'm working for now is in the same line of business as his was. Until Dad got a new job, I was secretly putting $3,000 a month into the account for living expenses. $3,000? And so, the company you're working for now, did you say? Yes, I've been working there for 7 years. 7 years? But then, you could have at least told me. I told you back then, and I think I've said it many times since then. I told you that I was changing jobs because I was going to take over my boyfriend's father's company. He had his own things he wanted to do. What? Is that how it was? I thought you were aware of that. I mean, How much less interested could you be in me if you hadn't noticed for 7 years, and now you're treating me like I'm a bum? It makes me sad. I didn't mean to. You mean you're the next president of the company? That's right. By the way, I'm part of the management team now. I'm also paid as an executive, so my monthly income is $20,000 like I said before. What? Monthly income? Ironically, the annual income I earned from my part-time job in high school and my current monthly income are the same number, $20,000. I laughed a little at the unlikely coincidence. It's amazing, isn't it? You are the next president? Really? That's amazing! I'm so proud of you as a mom. Well, it's none of your business anymore, is it? What? None of my business? Why? I've been kicked out of my house for a misunderstanding that I don't understand, and I was never given a chance to correct it. You're really a terrible family. Yeah, well, but it's because you stood us up at the family meeting. It's not my fault. I told you I couldn't leave because I had a shareholders meeting, and I'd talk about it when I got home from work. I told you that, didn't I? Actually, I'm glad there was no emergency that required me to leave early. Julie? What? If that's the case, you can come back home, okay? We're a family, so let's live together. Huh? And so the same $3,000 as before. Huh? You promised you wouldn't bother me anymore, didn't you? How could you forget? What? That's what I told Lisa. I didn't know that. Please, just wait. Sis, Mom told me you're the next company president. Oh, it's too much trouble to explain twice, so just go look at Mom's messages. Then it's a different story. Come back. You promised me, Lisa, you wouldn't bother me from now on. Because I didn't know you were the next president. It's not that you didn't know. It's that you didn't listen. Dad, Mom, and you weren't interested in me at all. It's too bad. That's because as soon as you found out I was the next company president, you turned around and asked me for money. Have you no shame? I was kicked out of my house. Don't bother me anymore. Well, I've got some work to do. Take care. Oh, wait! How are we going to pay the bills from now on? I don't know. Huh? I was adopted by my fiancé's parents, so I don't know anything about you guys now that we are unrelated. Good luck with your family. Well then. After that, I heard that my parents tried to find out where I worked and barged in, but they mistakenly barged into another company. They said they were the parents of the next president of the company and asked them to produce their daughter. They were sitting in the lobby of the company's headquarters. Of course, the police were called and they were taken away. A video of this commotion was uploaded to social networking sites by someone, and it spread and caused a huge firestorm. My parents, now completely famous, became reclusive and went straight into hiding. Well, it was just like them. Next, they were relying on my younger sister, who was living a carefree life, working only part-time to earn money. So my sister started working in the nightlife industry. She was scammed by a man and got into huge debt. My parents got involved in a pyramid scheme and once again got into trouble with the police. One day, they disappeared from the house and have not been heard from since. It's been a while since I've texted. I need to talk to you, Harvey.
Talk? What's this about now?
I'm having a hard time making ends meet, so I want you to pay alimony and child support.
All of a sudden?
It's tough being a single mom and raising a kid. I work my ass off every day.
I haven't heard from you in 4 years after the divorce, and now you're asking me for money? I mean, what kid? I haven't heard anything. Don't make up excuses.
I found out I was pregnant after I left. We were getting a divorce. I didn't think I had to tell you. That's cold. You have a child and a loving wife who are going through a hard time. You would usually feel guilty or something.
Loving wife? My ex-wife? Well, let me tell you why I'm being so cavalier. I'm infertile.
Huh? Wait. I've never heard about infertility.
It's true. That's why it's impossible for you to have gotten pregnant with my child.
Infertility is something that happens to women who are trying to get pregnant, right? How can you believe that a man is infertile? Oh, I get it. You mean the kind of thing where they ask you why you haven't paid alimony and child support? You shouldn't tell such a blatant lie, right?
I don't understand why you're in such denial. You can find a lot of information on male infertility on the internet. It's a big problem, you know.
Huh? Wait a minute. I googled and found a lot of stuff. I don't know what it all means, but you say you have it too?
In my case, it's called azoospermia. 0 sperm count. So it's pretty hard to have kids. I didn't want to believe it, so I went to several hospitals for tests. But they all came back the same. So it's hard to believe that you and I had a child together. You're lying, right?
No, I'm not. I actually found out I was pregnant right after we broke up. And I gave birth and I'm raising that child. What else can I say?
That it's not my baby. That's just one of the many ways you can explain it.
No. That can't be true. You know, maybe there's some miracle of astronomical probability between us. Yes, a miracle did happen. So I'm sure it's your baby. Have confidence, okay?
You're amazing, you know? You're way too positive.
I have confidence that I'm more positive than anyone.
That's not what I'm talking about. You had an affair with your ex-boyfriend from college, right? You think I don't know that?
What are you talking about? Don't say weird things.
I already know everything. I knew it, so I kept my mouth shut and divorced you without asking for compensation.
Well, you know.
When my infertility was confirmed back then, I was so worried about what to tell you. Just when I thought I had to tell you, someone told me they saw you go into a hotel with a guy. Then I gathered evidence, and just as I was thinking about what to do, after confirming it, you moved out of the house. I saw the divorce papers on the table, and I just didn't care anymore. I filled them out quickly and took them to the city hall that same day. That's how it happened. Do you have any idea how I was feeling?
No. Is this true?
Didn't you ever wonder how you got divorced without being asked any questions? Well, you can't feel that with your type of thinking, can you?
Oh, don't say that. I thought about it some, but then I started living with him. I didn't think too much about it, as long as I could get a divorce. I'm sorry about that.
Well, that's what I meant.
But I'm still not convinced.
Then, shall we do a DNA test? If it's confirmed that the child is mine, I'll pay for the child. That's natural, isn't it? But you know, I think your ex-boyfriend, he has 3 children with his ex-wife, right? Considering that, it's more likely that it is your ex-boyfriend's child than mine.
Oh, but...
But what?
If that's the case, Harvey, you'll have to live by yourself forever, right? That will be hard. If you want, why don't you raise my child with me? I think that will be the best way.
What? What's that? You're on a roll.
I think raising a child with the love of your life will give you something to live for. I think it's a more positive way to live than being alone for the rest of your life.
Well, if it's the child of someone you love, even if they're not related to you, I agree with you.
Well then, let's go back to what we were talking about. Let's get back together.
That's why I married a single mom I met at work.
Huh?
So now, I'm raising my beloved's child with my beloved. I'm happy every day.
No way! You're married!
I am. I am married to the only woman who stood by me through my infertility and divorce, and we're raising a child together. We've even formalized the adoption, and the three of us are living happily together. I don't have a problem with the fact that I'm not related to her.
Wait a minute! What about me? Won't you get back together with me? That ex-boyfriend dumped me as soon as he found out I was pregnant. I can't get in touch with him, so you're all I have left.
I don't give a shit. I'm not getting back together with the woman who cheated on me and had an affair. No matter how many times you call me, I won't answer. Let's get a DNA test at a later date with a witness for both of us. I'll pay for it. So call me when you have a preferred date, time, and place. I won't reply to anything else. Of course, don't call me. Well, goodbye for now. My ex-wife was having a hard time making ends meet after she divorced me. She wanted to get back together with me if possible. The DNA test that was done at a later date came back to deny the parent-child relationship between Sadie's child and me. I knew that from the beginning. My wife, who was present with me during the results report, yelled at Sadie, who still persisted. I know it's hard being a single mom, but right now, all you are is a woman clinging to a man. You are the mother of your child. Please live a life that you can be proud of as the mother of your child. Sadie seemed to be struck by my wife's words, who had been in the same position as her. My wife is reliable and proud. It was also an event that made me feel again how wonderful my wife is. I don't know how Sadie is doing now. When we parted, she said she was sorry and thanked us. So I want to believe that she will be okay.
Hey, answer it. Answer within a minute. You've got some nerve to ignore my calls.
Excuse me? Who are you? I think you must be mistaking me for someone else. It was an unknown contact, so I didn't answer you.
How dare you talk to me like that? How can I be wrong? How dare you blame me and make fun of me? Jesus! Why did Hank choose this lady?
Hold on. Could it be Hank's mom?
Excuse me? I have a name. First of all, I don't approve of you.
I mean, Mrs. Smith.
Good. So you know about me, right? Then why didn't you introduce yourself before? Hank told me about you. You two have been dating for 3 years already, right? If that's the case, it's normal for you to come and introduce yourself before the marriage proposal. Why didn't you tell me until now? You must have no manners at all.
Well, I went to see you this time to introduce myself as a fiancé. You wanted me to introduce myself when we started dating?
Yeah, it's obvious, isn't it? You don't even know that? You should be saying something like, I'm dating your precious son. How can you not come to introduce yourself? You have no common sense, and yet you try to make fun of me.
I had never heard of such common sense. I apologize for that. Hank thought it wasn't a good idea for me to visit his parents' house, so I was holding back.
I'm sure he was. If I had known he was dating a lady like you, I would have broken off 2 of you. I only want him to date with girls I approve of.
How did you get my contact?
While Hank was taking a bath, I looked at his phone. I searched for your phone number. I really wanted to say something to you.
Did you look at your son's phone without his permission?
I'm his mother. What's wrong with looking at my son's phone? Hank is my only son. He is the heir to our family. I have to keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't get any bad woman.
Hank is an adult. You can't just look at his phone without permission. It's an invasion of privacy.
What? Do you know who are you talking to? I wonder if you know what kind of work I do. And you're talking to me like that?
I don't know your profession, Mrs. Smith. I mean, what does your profession have to do with this conversation?
Of course it does. I'm a lawyer. So is my husband. I know more about the law than you do. What kind of work do you do? Hank said he would never tell me what you do. I guess you don't have much of a job, do you?
I am a civil servant.
I see. Which is not a bad job. But compared to me, it's nothing. People say civil servants are basically just puppets of the government. Compared to us, who are lawyers, we are much more intelligent. What about your parents?
They are both working for the government too.
Oh, really? Well, that makes them even more out of character with us. My family is a lawyer and we make good money.
I don't care what you say about me, but why do I have to be told about my parents as well?
Because Hank wants to marry you. When it comes to marriage, it's a house-to-house bond, right? If he marries into a family of incompetent civil servants, it will lower the status of my family. Hank needs to marry a daughter from a respectable family.
I love Hank, and I want to marry him. Even if you don't approve of me right now, I will do my best so that one day you will approve of me.
That's impossible. You can change your parents' job, can you? Until now, when a girlfriend who didn't suit Hank came along, I made him break up with her. You should break up with him too.
After that conversation, Hank apologized to me. He told me that whenever he introduced a girlfriend in the past, if she didn't like her, she would secretly contact her and break them up. So, he said he was very worried about going to his parents this time. Of course, I love Hank and I want to marry him. So, I tried to get her approval without breaking up with him. And I decided to keep in touch with her. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Smith.
Oh, you know? Thank you. I'm not happy to be greeted by a low-class lady, but I will say thank you as a courtesy.
I look forward to seeing you at the party tonight.
Party? Are you coming too?
Hank has asked me to come.
Well, if you attend as Hank's friend, you may attend.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith.
It's also Hank's engagement party, you know?
What?
Because people who are very important to me will be at my birthday party. I thought it would be a great opportunity to announce Hank's engagement.
Wow! Thank you very much. I'm glad you approve of me.
Huh? What are you happy about? Jesus, do you think it's you?
What? It's not about us?
Of course not. The fiancé is not you, of course. She's the daughter of a trading company, Hank's ex-girlfriend.
What? What do you mean?
I like her a lot. But Hank said he couldn't keep up with her financial sense. That's why they broke up. She had a perfect family background. But I'm glad I invited her to my birthday party.
Does Hank know about it?
It's a surprise for Hank. But the new fiancé loves Hank so much. She seems to be happy to receive my surprise. If I announce it at the party, Hank won't be able to refuse, you know? If he says no, it's like damaging the reputation of both families. I'm sure he won't do it and accept my surprise. If you're coming to the party too, it's going to be a great party, don't you think? You should take a good look with your own eyes. That is what kind of girl would be a match for Hank and my family. Well, you've done a good job too. You messaged me almost every day for a month. You were trying to get me to like you and agree to marry you, weren't you? Your shallow plan is so obvious. I'm sorry it didn't work out for you.
If Hank wants it, I will back out. But if Hank still chooses me, I won't give up on marrying Hank.
After all this, you still won't give up? You really have a stubborn spirit, huh? Well, I'm officially inviting you to today's party. By all means, bring a tissue with you so you can cry.
I had a lot to say to her, but after I talked to Hank, we both decided not to attend. Since Hank also did not attend, there was no mention of an engagement. Since I couldn't resolve things through messaging her, I've decided to visit their house and go to formally introduce myself for marriage. We got down on our knees and begged. But the moment I looked up, she suddenly slapped me. I was simply shocked by her action, and gradually it turned into anger.
How is your cheek? It's your fault for coming to my house suddenly without an appointment. Rude people deserve to be slapped out. Unlike you, I'm busy with work. Just because you are not busy as me doesn't mean you can do whatever you want in my house.
He wanted to bring me to his parents' house for a formal introduction again, but both of you were insisted that I wasn't good enough to be his wife. That's what Hank told me.
Of course, I was humiliated on my birthday. The truth is, I had told everyone that I was going to announce Hank's engagement. It's fine that you're not coming, but even Hank didn't attend my party. Not only me, but the new fiancé was also humiliated. You made this happen on your own. I hope you can take responsibility.
It wasn't my own decision. Hank and I discussed it, and we decided not to attend.
That's a lie. Hank cares for me. He is a wonderful son who cares about his mother. But because he met you, he turned against me and his father. It's all your fault.
You really hate me.
Yes, I hate you. No matter what you try to do, it's impossible to like you. I'm sorry I slapped you when you came all the way over here. But we're both lawyers, so there's no point in demanding me or something. Don't think for a second that daughter of a low-class family will go against us.
My father is a judge.
What?
I told you, my father is a judge.
No way, that's true.
My dad knew about you. He said you were in law school together.
But you never said anything about your parents was a judge.
Well, I said they are civil servants, right?
That's true, but...
By the way, my mother is also a judge and I'm a prosecutor.
You're lying, right? You lied to me.
I am a national civil servant. I am not lying.
Even Hank never said about that.
Many people get defensive if I tell them about my job, so I told him to keep quiet. If you ever attempt to use your legal authority, I will tell them my actual job. That's what I told him. I really wish those moments wouldn't happen. But if you're up for it, we'll just be honest and tell our side too.
Wait! When you say your father knows me, I don't know anyone named Anderson. I have a good memory, you know? Now I know you're lying.
Anderson is my mother's surname. My father took my mom's surname when they got married. My father's maiden name was Williams.
Williams? That top student? That's a lie! I can't believe he raised a lady like you.
I heard you always borrow my dad's notes.
Yes, I always borrowed his notes because it was very organized. Did he say anything else about me?
Oh, the Valentine's Day story. That was funny.
He remembered? That's not true. It was a misunderstanding.
You gave him a love letter, right? But I heard he was dating my mother, who was 2 years younger than him at the time. And he rejected you.
That's not true. That was a prank. I was just teasing him because he was a top student.
Really? That's funny. Even after he rejected you, you kept following my dad around. Even when they were on a date, you tried to interrupt them. I heard you were a stalker to a level that would make anyone cringe.
Stop it! It's my dark history.
I've already told my father everything you did and said to me this time.
What? What did he say? What does your father think of me?
He's quite angry.
Oh no! I never thought you were the daughter of my first love. Well, now I notice you look like your dad, and you look smart too.
You don't have to try to be nice. You've said a lot of things about me before, and I know how you really feel about me. Your family is different from ours, so I will talk to Hank again. If we get married, your family will lose its prestige, right?
Our family is lower status than yours, so please be positive about the marriage. I would like to apologize directly to you. I want to see your father too.
You don't have to do this. You are so busy that you don't have time to meet with me, right? I will talk it over with Hank.
Wait a minute. Please marry my Hank.
I couldn't stop laughing at her new attitude when I told her about my parents. I cannot forget what she did to me, but I told Hank that I still want to marry him. Hank felt guilty and blamed himself, and he promised me I would not be hurt again. So, Hank came up with a great idea.
How have you been feeling since then?
Mrs. Smith, it's been a while.
Oh no, you don't have to call me like that. You can call me Mom. Just talk to me more casually. We're family now.
No, I'm a stranger. So, I will continue to act like this. What made you message me?
I was just wondering if the scar on your cheek was healed.
It's healed nicely, so I'm fine.
Thank goodness. I felt bad about it. But you know, it just happened. I didn't do it intentionally.
I see. Well, I don't care anymore.
Really? Then that's good. If you want, why don't you come to have dinner with us? I haven't been able to get in touch with Hank lately. I'm worried about what happened to the marriage.
We're fine. Hank was concerned about it. But I still wanted to marry him. My parents like Hank very much too. So, the marriage is still going.
Your parents? I'm so glad. I'm so happy that you two are getting married. I will do my best to support you. Let's have dinner to celebrate. Your parents are welcome to join us. It's been a while since I've had a chance to talk with your dad too.
Hank is the only one my parents like. My parents have mixed feelings for you.
What?
So, they are only welcome about Hank. To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that you are still hung up on your first love, even though you are married.
Don't be so cold. When we get married, we will be family. Your parents won't be stranger to us, you know?
You will remain strangers. Hank will cut off ties with you.
Huh? What are you talking about? Hank is our only son.
It's what Hank wants. He's fed up with his parents and wants to disown them.
What's going to happen to us if he's going to disown us? Hank is my only son.
I don't know about that, but he said that he wants to give up his family name already. My father and mother both accepted Hank.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear anything about that.
Besides, you messaged me today because Hank didn't send any money, right? That's why you tried to talk to me, wasn't it?
How did you know that?
Hank told me. On payday, you were always asking for money. You love branded stuff and you were always short of money. I heard that law firms don't have many clients either.
So, he's not going to support us financially anymore?
If you live decently, you wouldn't have a hard time. That's what he said. You keep saying he's your only son, but in the end, you don't want to give him up because you want to get money from him, right?
But we are both lawyers. We have to have a lavish life. We are a family, so it's natural that we help each other with money, isn't it?
If we want to help each other, then yes. But in your case, you were dependent on Hank.
But the payment is due today. If I don't pay the rent for the office, we have to close the office. We won't be able to earn money.
I guess you deserve it.
Please, lend me the money. Just lend it to me. You don't have to give it to me.
No, I won't lend you money. I'm not stupid enough to lend money to someone who has no chance of repaying it.
Then, give me the money. Your mother-in-law is in trouble.
I can give you too. How audacious can you be?
You have a lot of savings, right? Come on.
I've spent a lot of my savings. We're going to have a big wedding here.
What? A wedding? And that hotel is very prestigious.
When you invite people related to your business, I had to have a wedding at a place like this. It's very popular, and I couldn't get a reservation for a long time. Suddenly, the wedding hall got cancelled. So, we were able to have a wedding 1 month early. I've been preparing for the wedding for a while now, cutting down on my sleeping hours. I know it's short notice, but I wanted to make the ceremony as nice as possible.
You're getting married in a month? I didn't get the invitation.
Because I didn't invite you.
But I'm Hank's mother. It's not right that I'm not invited to the wedding. I will attend the wedding no matter what.
I don't think you should. What if you come to the wedding and ruin it? If you have a lawyer badge, you understand, don't you?
Yeah, I know, but it's not right that the mother isn't invited to the wedding. The other attendees would understand how I feel.
We didn't send you a wedding invitation. There will be people at this wedding who knows the law as well as you do.
Then please, just lend me the money for this month. If I can't pay the rent today, I won't be able to leave.
I'm so sorry. I know you tried so hard to raise Hank, and I really appreciate it. From now on, our family will support Hank. Well then, take care.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry for what I did to you and to Hank. As a mother, I really wanted to choose the right person for him. I'm sorry, I crossed the line. I'm sorry, I apologize. Please, don't abandon me. Please, let me attend the wedding at least. It's my only son's big day. Please.
They sold their house and luxury goods and managed to pay the rent for their office. Now, Hank's parents are working very hard together. I heard that they used to be selective about their work. But now, they are taking on jobs no matter how small. Because of that, they have become a reputable law firm. My father always wanted a son. And he loves Hank like his son. They often go out without me. To be honest, we got married early because I was pregnant. Hank's parents seem to be changed in a good way. We are planning to send them a picture of their grandchild after the baby is born.
Selena, do you know what I'm going to say? Ugh, I have no idea. I don't have any reason to be lectured by you, you know. I didn't say I would. I wonder why you think that. You only contact me for that kind of stuff. Can't you praise me more instead of just scolding me? You're the worst parent. I want to give you a lecture instead. Don't change the subject, please. Well, I'll be direct. Did you take the money again? That was our food budget for this month. Give it back. Huh? What proof do you have that I took money from the envelope? I guess if $500 suddenly disappeared, that would be quite surprising. But just because you're freaking out, it doesn't mean you can take it out on me. I'll tell my dad that you called me a thief without proof. Wait, how did you know? Know what? I just said the money was taken. I didn't mention $500 missing from the envelope. You seem to know the details. That's weird. I just withdrew money from the ATM a little while ago. Right after I got home, I went to the bathroom for a quick moment. It happened in just 2 or 3 minutes. So, only I should know that there was $500 in the envelope at this point. But how do you know that? Why are you acting like a detective? Isn't it a parent's duty to give their child an allowance? Am I your mother only when it's convenient for you? You're so annoying. Anyway, I already spent that money. I can't give it back. Too bad. Oh my god, already? What did you spend it on? I just bought some stuff I wanted. But that's a lot of money. It's not an amount high schoolers usually spend all at once, you know? What? $500 is considered a lot? You're really sounding like a broke person. If you're a parent, isn't it normal to support your daughter? It's not like in your time. Nowadays, high schoolers spend money on makeup, fashion, fun stuff. $500 is plenty. You haven't even had a part-time job, but you understand the value of money, huh? Jeez. You know, you've been strangely confident lately. What do you mean? Just a little while ago, you were like a total kiss nose, always trying to please Dad and me, peeking at our mood, weren't you? Are you trying to say that I was being a kiss-up or a brown nose? Whatever. You're so annoying. It's just a little mistake. Jeez. You're just picking on me because you have nothing else to be proud of as an old lady, huh? So lame. Well, yeah. I know you're struggling academically, so I won't push it further. But you should really try to improve your grades a bit. What the heck? I'm not that bad, you know? Getting a failing grade isn't exactly not bad, is it? You had a bunch of failing grades on the last exams because I got a call from your counselor. Oh. If you don't improve, you can't move up to junior, right? This high school is different from your middle school, which had let you graduate even with bad grades. You can really get left behind if you don't keep up. Oh, seriously? I know all that stuff. Just cut it out. You're so irritating. I'm staying at a friend's place tonight. I don't want to see your face. Fine. At least let your dad know which friend you're staying with, okay? Shut up, old lady. So darn annoying. Hey, there was no money in your wallet this morning. What about my allowance? Oh, you were trying to take money from my wallet again? What were you planning to use it for this time? You just never learn. Shut up. You're too old to understand even if I told you. Don't complain about what I do. Haven't you gone to the bank again since then? No, I decided not to carry much cash anymore. Why? I adopted mobile payments on the advice of a colleague. It turns out I can manage everyday expenses just fine without carrying my wallet. The world has become so convenient. Oh, darn it, that's inconvenient for me. Why? Because I had to borrow money from friends the last time since $500 wasn't enough. You, as a so-called mother, are nothing more than a useless old woman. Your only value is giving money. If you can't even do that, you're really worthless to me. If you want to be considered my mom, give me money quickly. $300 would be enough. If you're so insistent, why don't you ask your dad for it? Taking money from a wallet which belongs to someone you don't consider as a mother? It's like you're saying, I'm stealing from a stranger's wallet. What are you talking about? Even though you usually act like a mother, why are you not one when it comes to money? So, in your opinion, being a mother means giving money without question? I said it's a parent's duty to give allowance to their children. It's not an obligation, though. My role is to ensure that you don't develop a messed up sense of money. So, I still act like your mother even in situations like now. I don't get it. Just do something about $300 for me. I already promised to repay it tomorrow. You don't want me to lose my friends, do you? A mother's role is to ensure her child doesn't lose friends because of money issues. I'm telling you, you're a failure as a mother. If you get it, just give me the money. Does your school have specific rules on part-time jobs? What now? Considering your grades, I think working shouldn't even be on your radar, but when a loan is involved, priorities change. You need to find a way to extend the deadline with your friend and pay back the money you borrowed with your own earnings. What the? It's better for your future to learn how to earn money on your own. If you take a loan, you have to pay it back yourself. When you enter the real world, no one will help you. So, it's a parent's duty to help their child in a pinch. You, on the other hand, seem to only stop being a mother when it comes to money. You're just a stingy, money-grabbing miser, aren't you? Either way, you used up the grocery money for this month. So, we're on a shoestring until next paycheck. We'll be living on baked beans for a while. Yeah, right? You want me, in my growing years, to put up with such a lousy meal? Then, give me back the $500 right away. I told you I already spent it. Besides, if you're a housewife, managing around that much should be a breeze. Instead of complaining, you should figure it out. Seriously. Do you think you're in a position to defy me? I'll tell everything to Dad. If you don't want him to divorce you, give me $300 now. Selena. What? Calm down and take a moment to reread this entire conversation. Why? It won't change anything even if I did. Because you sound incredibly embarrassing. Geez, what are you talking about? Talking to you while you're so worked up won't lead anywhere. Let's end it here for today. Cool your head. Hey, where are you anyway? I'm on a business trip and we'll be back tomorrow night. There's some pre-made food in the fridge, so just eat that. You're seriously useless. Selena, you took my credit card without asking, didn't you? Oh, it's the stingy money-grabbing lady. Are you planning to lecture me pretending like a mother again? I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that. Answer my question. Did you take my credit card? Yeah, I did. I'm on a school trip from today, you know. I gave you the maximum amount of $100 allowed by the school. Why do you need a credit card? And you even took it without telling me. Well, if I told you, you'd stop me, right? So I had to sneak it out, of course. I mean, if you can't even figure that out, you're really dumb. You know, I'm going to New York City. I'll be heading to places like Macy's, FAO Schwartz, and Chelsea Market, so that small amount won't cut it. I'll be living it up with your money. I see, but it's too bad for you. What do you mean? You see, Selena, that credit card is already canceled. What? Canceled? Yeah, I told the credit card company that I didn't need it anymore, so I've told them to make sure it won't work for any future transactions. No way! I was a bit busy and forgot to take the card that I couldn't use anymore out of my wallet, but you did. Holy cow, what the heck? I had promised to treat my friends to lunch. If I can't use it, it's a big problem for me. Do your best within the limits of $100. Bring me a valid card right now. Yeah, right. This is for the best. If it had been a functioning card, you'd have become a criminal. Whatever. Do you think that's the issue here? I've told you before. Do you want to be divorced by Dad? Now bring it here. Listen, Selena. Come on. As soon as I snitch on Dad, he'll divorce you, you know. We've already filed for a divorce. What? The expenses for the school trip and the $100 I gave you are my farewell gift. Your high school tuition, your allowance, your living expenses, and even your current phone bill. From next month onwards, you and your dad will have to manage on your own. What do you mean? Ask your dad about it. Since he and I are separated now, I'm no longer considered family to you. I'm not your mother anymore, so you don't have to worry about me acting like one. Goodbye now. Hey, I just got back from the school trip. Something weird is going on at home. Who's that woman? Welcome back, Selena. It seems you still have some feelings to reach out to me. I thought that you'd never talk to an unrelated old woman like me anymore. There's no one else who knows this situation. Anyway, who's that woman? She somehow found her way into the house. You mean that woman in her early 20s who looks all flashy? Yeah. I mean, she's like a streetwalker or something, super tacky. When I tried to ask Dad what was up, he was all lovey-dovey with her and told me off. She's your new mom. I'm not sure if that's an appropriate way to put it, though. What? Which means she's going to be your dad's new wife. Oh my God. Wait a second. You guys just filed for a divorce, and now there's someone new? It doesn't make sense, does it? Considering you're a sophomore in high school, I think you can sense the situation, right? The reason for our divorce and the quick appearance of a new partner? Did he cheat? Yeah, he did. No way. With a tacky woman like her? Don't talk about your new mom like that. No, I don't accept her as a mom. I seriously can't, you know? But you also wear quite a lot of makeup for a high school student. You guys suit each other. Don't joke around right now. Seriously, what's going on? Is this some kind of prank? I'd like you to ask your dad directly for the details, but I don't want him to mislead you about the important parts, so I'll just tell you the bare minimum. Tell me what's going on. He's currently unemployed. Oh, shoot. Why? He was a senior manager in the sales department of a major company. Didn't he have a good sales record? He said he could have been a director. His success was attributed to taking credit for the achievements of his colleagues. No. Furthermore, he had an affair with the #1 dancer at a strip club where he entertained clients. You mean that woman in my house? Oh my God, is she really a stripper? Sure, she looks like one, but seriously? Yeah, he took her on business trips like he was on vacation, and he sometimes cooped up in a hotel with her during work hours. All of that led to his dismissal for misconduct. That's crazy. Moreover, he'll have to pay alimony to me, so his savings will most likely be depleted. He's unemployed now and likely struggling to cover living expenses. I bet he can't even afford to give you an allowance. No, why? Why did you leave him? You married him because you loved him, right? How could you just hand him over to that tacky woman? Don't you regret it? Well, I think those feelings vanished pretty quickly, thanks to you, Selena. Huh? Me? Why? Is it my fault now? I don't get it. Explain. Do you remember when I married him when you were in 8th grade? Yeah, I guess. Before the wedding, you sweet-talked that you wanted me to be your mom, right? But after we got married and started living together, things changed. You started asking me for money, and when I refused, you'd yell at me. In the end, you started stealing money from my wallet. Because you didn't give it to me. Giving your child an allowance is a parent's duty, right? Not exactly. Why not? You used to whenever I asked. You're the one who neglected the duty of being a mother and became a monster who only lectured me. I'm not the one to blame. Initially, I was feeling pressured to be liked by you. At the same time, I was struggling with how to deal with you. Maybe the way I behaved gave you an impression of being weak, and your selfish behavior escalated. When I tried to consult your dad, he just blamed me and said I was the problem. While I was dealing with the complicated situation with both of you, his affair came to light. Jeez. I realized there was no need to tolerate this anymore. Then I headed straight for a divorce. I noticed you've been quite assertive lately. Is that the reason? That's right. This is what you mean when you say you've reached your limit. I just wanted to make a clean break and took the plunge. I'm very satisfied now that I've distanced myself from the selfish monster. I'm wondering why I didn't do this sooner. Oh no. So, Selena, all your fees for school, living expenses, and everything else, you'll have to manage it all by yourself now. Listen, I'm coming to live with you. Why? If I'm not wrong, when parents divorce, if the child is over 14, they can choose which parent they want to live with, right? You know that well. I'm surprised that you're educated on this matter when you're terrible in school. See, I'm smart, right? Are you changing your mind about me? So, I'll follow you. That's impossible. Why? I can't believe you're giving up custody of your daughter. Are you really a mother being like this? You totally misunderstand. It was all wrong from the beginning. Huh? I never had custody of you. What do you mean? I mean that quite literally. I never adopted you legally. When I divorce your dad, who's your actual parent and the custodian, we become unrelated. Seriously? That's how it is. So let's end our conversation here. No, wait, Mom. I wanted to hear that earlier. Wait. Goodbye, Selena. After some time, I heard that the new woman disappeared. My ex-husband had concealed the fact that he had lost his job, which finally came to light. He intended to be supported by her, but as soon as he realized that it wouldn't happen, he told Selena to drop out of school and start working. The school counselor introduced her to a live-in job, recommended taking the GED program online, and told her to escape from her toxic parents. It was fortunate that there were adults nearby who didn't abandon her, but guided her. She was stunned by the advice, at first, but soon came to her senses. Also, I heard through an acquaintance that she was reflecting on her attitude towards me. I hope she will turn over a new leaf, appreciate the value of money, and live her life. I had been somewhat concerned about her, so I felt relieved after hearing all this. And I finally agreed to the overseas assignment I had been offered for a while.
Mom, I have something important to tell you. Listen to me carefully.
Jeffrey, what's wrong all of a sudden? Oh, I know. Did you get pickpocketed abroad? I told you it might happen, so you want me to lend you money?
Listen to me seriously, Mom. I lied about being overseas. I'm actually running away from my wife.
You caught her cheating on you? You're so pathetic.
That's not it. Wanda is a dangerous woman.
What a thing to say first thing in the morning. You're always making jokes.
Have you heard from Wanda lately?
I haven't seen her for 3 months since you said you were going abroad.
In that case, it's fine. Keep your distance.
Why? Wanda is a sweet lady.
Don't be fooled. I know I've joked around in the past and it was annoying, but this time, I'm serious. You need to believe me.
What are you trying to say? Explain it to me.
If I tell you, I'm putting you in danger. I'm asking you just to keep your distance and pretend nothing's wrong.
Then you shouldn't have told me. I'm just curious.
I want you to be on your guard. Don't let her in the house.
What can a tiny girl like that do? I used to be a lacrosse player. I'm not going to let her do anything to me.
That's not the point. Lacrosse was years ago, remember? You're not in the same shape as before.
What do you mean? You can't tell me to be careful without explaining what's going on.
Wanda has a history of taking people out.
What? You're joking again. Do you enjoy making fun of your own mother?
It's not true. Believe what I say.
Then she should have been caught by the police.
Well, she got away with it, didn't she? I know everything she did. That woman is dangerous.
Then call the cops right now.
I don't know where she is.
What's going on with you guys? Where are you now?
I can't tell you where I am right now, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm fine.
That's enough. Your father also suddenly disappeared, so don't talk about things you don't fully understand.
I'm sorry.
Your father's company has been going out of business for some time now. I have no idea what's going on. I'm going crazy.
I'll find him. I promise. Just listen to me. If you don't, the same thing might happen to you.
Hey, don't say something like that. It sounds like you're threatening me. What am I supposed to do with such vague information?
I'm worried about you because you're alone and my dad's disappeared. Just be careful. That's all I can say right now.
If you and your wife are fighting, end it now. Don't do anything to make it worse.
Just make sure you lock the house up, okay?
Okay. My son, who was supposed to be overseas, came to my house badly injured. Wanda, do you know anything about this? Kendra? For real? What does that mean? What have you done? Jeffrey's covered in blood. What the hell happened? If you know what happened, tell me. Don't ever let him in the house. I already did. He's sleeping now. Oh, no. If we don't do something, there's gonna be big trouble. I know he's hurt real bad. I think he needs to be treated, but he doesn't want to go to the hospital. I don't know what to do. Please, run away. That's what Jeffrey said. Are you and him working together? Just hurry up. How can I leave my son in such a state? You're a heartless person, aren't you? I'm begging you. Please, believe me. Otherwise, you'll be in danger. You both said the same thing. You don't know who to believe. It has to be me. Did you do this? Huh? He warned me before. Beware of Wanda. What does that mean? He said you are dangerous. Who the hell are you? I'm just an ordinary housewife. What do you mean dangerous? Jeffrey said you have killed people before. That's ridiculous. I would never do such a thing. I think he said that to trick you. I didn't believe him either, but my son came home in this state. You can't blame me for being suspicious. Thinking back, Jeffrey's text at that time had a different feeling than usual. He sounded more serious than usual. Why couldn't I have believed him sooner? I feel so sorry for him. He's covered in so much blood. Did Jeffrey say he was attacked by me? Yes. Why don't you turn yourself in? Fortunately, Jeffrey is still alive. I'm just trying to protect you. I didn't think you'd suspect me. I'm confused too. No one is explaining clearly what's going on. I'm coming to get you. He told me not to meet you. If you come near my house, I'll beat you with my lacrosse stick. I want to tell you the truth about everything. Oh? But just hang on for a bit. I'll have someone contact you, not me. Who?
Kendra, it's me.
What is it now? I have nothing to say to a man who left his family and disappeared. You don't call me for a year. What were you thinking? And the next thing I know, the company's gone out of business and you've disappeared. Have you thought about how I felt?
I'm sorry. I had no choice.
What is going on with everybody? Well, say something.
I didn't think Jeffrey would go to yours. Can you get out of the house now?
No, I don't want you to tell me what to do.
Okay, I'll explain the situation. Once you understand, you have to get out of the house immediately. You can't let Jeffrey find out. This is not a joke. I'm really serious. So listen to me with that in mind.
Tell me quickly.
First of all, it's because of me that Jeffrey is hurt.
You attacked him?
It's more accurate to say I failed to finish him off.
Huh? How can you say that? Like he's a bug or something. What a thing to do to your own son.
He's not my son. He's not a bug. He's the devil.
What are you even saying?
Wanda is right. You need to trust her.
I think you're having an affair with Wanda. You've been communicating with her and not contacting me. That's extremely suspicious. Jeffrey found out about you and Wanda's affair, so you hurt him to keep him quiet?
It's not that simple. I was after Jeffrey, and he was after me.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
If I had stayed home, you would have been involved too. That's why I had to disappear.
Explain it so I can understand.
Jeffrey is a member of an overseas Black Ops organization.
What? This isn't a comic book. There's no way that's real. You call me after a year and make up lies like this?
It's true. About a year ago, I happened to see Jeffrey in a bar. There were some seedy-looking people with him, so I called out to him, but he gave me a hard stare and disappeared.
It was probably just some rough friends.
They didn't speak English.
I have foreign friends too.
I was curious, so I followed Jeffrey a few times, but then someone started following me.
It was just your imagination.
The biggest sign was when he pushed me off the platform at the train station.
What? Oh my god, but you're okay.
Luckily, I managed to climb out, but I could have died. But I got a text message right away. Your life was saved. Next time, it'll be your wife. I think it was meant to tell me to give up and forget what I saw, but I didn't want to live in fear, and I felt that you might be in danger if I stayed with you.
Is that true? Is that why you left? For me?
Yes. I didn't tell you anything because I knew you wouldn't believe me anyway, and also to protect you. I'm sorry I made you feel worried by not telling you, but I had no choice.
Then why were you in touch with Wanda?
Wanda had noticed the change in Jeffrey and was looking into it.
What?
I was following him, and she called out to me from behind. I was surprised.
So it was like that.
With Wanda's help, we lied that her mother was sick and that she had to leave the house for about a week. I bugged their house so he wouldn't find out, and heard men speaking broken English and Jeffrey talking about a plan.
What was the plan?
They said they wanted to get rid of me and Wanda, who were following them, and kill you too, just in case.
That's not true. Jeffrey would never do such a thing. He always used to annoy me with his weird pranks. But he was a kind-hearted boy who never did anything wrong.
Jeffrey lied to you about being posted overseas, didn't he?
Yes, but...
He quit the company at that point. I guess he decided to make his secret job into his full-time work.
And what the hell kind of job is that?
Everything bad people do. I don't want to have to say it. It's the kind of things you don't even want to talk about.
Why would he choose something so dangerous?
I don't know, but I've seen it. I saw Jeffrey beat the shit out of a guy.
I can't believe it. He was the kind of kid who would make a big fuss just because a ladybug flew by.
People's character can change. As his father, it pains me too, but he's not the Jeffrey we know anymore. He's a different person, so as a responsible parent, I decided I need to get rid of him.
Maybe if you talk to him, he'll understand.
No, we're long past that point.
What do you mean?
A Chinese guy came to Wanda's parents' house. He said, "Please drink this delicious tea," and left some tea for her. Of course, she didn't drink it and reported it to the police, but they said it was laced with something very dangerous.
You mean Jeffrey's friend came to Wanda's parents' house with the intention of erasing Wanda with the tea?
That's right. The police was investigating, but they never caught him. There's a video of Jeffrey assaulting her, but even if they got him for that, he'd be out in a few years. And I figured it wouldn't make sense to go straight to the organization.
So you did this reckless thing. But what can you do? You're just an old man. You were more reckless than me with my lacrosse stick.
Well, I'm a man though. I thought if I attacked Jeffrey from behind I could do it, but he noticed me, resisted, and I missed my chance.
He was hurt badly. He's covered in blood. Poor guy.
If he's alive, I failed. Like I said, he's not the Jeffrey we knew. Don't feel sorry for him.
But you don't have to go this far. He's our child. And you're going to go to jail.
If I don't do it, there will be more victims. I don't want you to be the mother of a criminal.
But if you do it, I'll be the wife of a criminal. It's the same thing.
Our divorce has been finalized.
What? I didn't sign any divorce papers.
I know your signature was forged. Wanda wrote it for me. I'm sorry.
What are you doing? You said you're protecting me, but you're completely cutting me out. I'm Jeffrey's mother too. I have a right to know, and I want to fight with you.
Your only son, who you've loved and taken care of, is going through this. I knew there was no way you could accept it. In fact, you're shocked and upset right now. I'm sorry to say this, but even if you were to offer to help me with this, I don't think you could really do it.
I want to believe in my son, but I also need to trust you as my partner of 30 years. That's why I snuck out of the house earlier.
Really?
Don't worry, Jeffrey doesn't know.
Where are you?
You know that abandoned house in the neighborhood that's called a haunted house?
You're in that place?
I don't believe in ghosts.
Huh?
What? You don't remember where the haunted house is?
No, I remember. Alright, I'll come get you right away.
No, just send Wanda.
Why only her?
What if Jeffrey wakes up and wanders outside? He'll try to attack you for sure.
But Wanda's in danger too.
She's small and inconspicuous. She's brave. She'll be fine.
I'm sure she'll be fine. I'll find a place to hide. I'll join you later.
I understand.
I fooled you. Huh? I have Mom and Wanda. Thanks for sending Wanda alone, like you promised.
I see.
It was me texting you all along. Didn't you notice? I guess that's how it is with married couples after all these years, huh? Don't hurt them. That's up to you. What do you want from me? Get me out of the country. Why don't you just go? I've already been flagged. The minute I get to the airport, they'll get me. So you're gonna make sure I get out safely. You think I'm capable of that? What? You think I don't know? You're CIA, aren't you? So you knew. Mom and I always thought you were just an ordinary company man, but with my organization's help, we figured it out right away. Don't underestimate our research skills. Don't tell your mom. I don't want her involved. Your obsession with me was a little over the top for just a dad, but it makes sense if you're CIA. Well then, let's get this over with. Get your ass out here. Even I don't want to have to hurt two weak women. Then let them go right now. That depends on your answer. With your clout, you could get a plane or two, right? Well, I mean, it's not impossible, but that's my dad. I'm counting on you. But I can't do all that for just you. No, I've got a few more people with me. I want them all on board. 2 women's lives are at stake. You'd do that for me, wouldn't you, Dad? No, I can't get everyone out. That's physically impossible. Huh? What do you mean? Don't you know? All of your guys, except you, have already fled the country. Huh? They betrayed you. They cut you off and went back to their own country. You're lying. They said they were taking me with them. You still don't get it, do you? They used you. And when you were no longer of any use to them, they threw you away. No, no. Do you think there's any reason why such an organization would care about a 30-year-old businessman with no redeeming qualities or connections? You're just a patsy. You're just a front so they can blend in here. It's a trick they use a lot. Lies! They told you you'd get a lot of money and all you had to do was the dirty work. That's right. They were offering me $3 million to go back to their home country with them. I could live off the money for the rest of my life. That's not the kind of pay you would get starting from the bottom. Oh, really? Then what about my villa with a pool? What about my dream of being surrounded by beautiful women? It won't happen. It's only a dream. I know you're hiding in that abandoned house. Don't go outside unless you have to. You're surrounded by special forces as a result of the break-in. Huh? Wanda's carrying a GPS. It's embedded in her skin. She didn't even notice. Don't tell me you knew I was the one texting. You texted you weren't afraid of ghosts. She's the opposite. She's always been a little tough on you, but your mom hates ghosts. She's a strong lacrosse player, so she's not afraid of anything living. But she can't stand ghosts that can't be physically attacked, so I knew right away that you were impersonating her. Dad, I was wrong. Those guys threatened me and I had no choice but to do the bad things they asked. I'm sorry, but that's not going to work. For the past year, I've seen your brutality with my own eyes. You're not even my son anymore. You're just a vicious criminal. Damn, what the hell? Then why didn't you just arrest me? Did you enjoy messing with me, stretching it out? I didn't enjoy it at all, but my bosses got greedy. They wanted to use you as a bait so they could get to the main part of the organization. Huh? But in the end, they ran and just left us with trash like you. Prison, huh? Well, that's shitty. But I'll be back in a few years, and we can do this all over again. Oh, come on. You think you can get off that easily? Huh? I can't go public with this, and whether you believe it or not, you're not heading to jail. Where are you sending me? For people who have worked with foreign criminal organizations, there is a special facility. You can serve your country there. You can do some good for once. You're kidding, right? You forget. I've always been bad at telling jokes. You forget how you used to groan at me every time I tried. Stop it, Dad. I'm your only son. My mother will be so sad. Of course she will be. Mommy used to think that your jokes were charming. She'd be sad to see you turn into such a piece of trash. Let's live together again. I'll admit my mistakes and make amends. Put me in a regular prison. Then tell me, why did you do this? All I wanted was the money. I wanted to take care of you and Mom. You know, travel, golf, jewelry, bags. Is that right? Wanda and Mom would have gotten worried if I told them I quit my job, so I lied. When you found out, I was so flustered that I lost my cool and tried to take you out. I'm sorry about that. You were the one who pushed me off the platform. I didn't know for sure, but I never thought you'd tell me yourself. I'm sorry. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I'm glad you're alive. That's good to hear. Now, can I please just go turn myself into the cops? Who said I forgive you? You said that's good to hear. I mean, it's good to hear that you're a lying piece of shit. What do you mean? Because if I saw even a glimpse of the old you, it would break my heart. I'm relieved to see you've become a different person. A man, no morals. Huh? This will be my last job. I want to do it with no regrets. You're not gonna help me? We're about to go in. If you hurt the hostages or try to run away, we will open fire. No, no, no. Dad, please help me. I'm scared. I'm sorry. I'll be better from now on. Forgive me. I knew you know. When you were a kid, you pretended to be afraid of ladybugs, but you used to hide them in jars and prick them with a needle. What? So your act won't fool me again. Dad! See you later. Did he really think he could buy a villa with a pool overseas, surrounded himself with beautiful women, and live a life like that? Jeffrey, who was so taken with such a dream that he got involved in evil deeds. If you ask me what has happened to him, I can't answer the question. Let's just say that he's suffering endlessly now. Well, it's like an urban myth. People living a normal life have no way of knowing this story. My wife had her skull fractured by Jeffrey. Wanda also fought back and suffered serious injuries, but fortunately both of them had recovered. I asked Wanda to wait 7 years to receive the insurance money and inheritance after Jeffrey's death. I quit my job, proposed to my wife again, and we are now on our second honeymoon. It's good to be at peace.
Kaylee, are you awake? Even if you're asleep, I hope you'll see this in the morning.
I'm up.
Tomorrow, Kaylee, could you go alone? I suddenly got some work that came in. I have to go to Miami.
Well, that's too bad. But if it's work, it can't be helped. When will you be back?
I'll probably be gone for about 3 days. I'll probably be able to come home on Wednesday. I'll bring back some stone crab to make it up to you, okay?
I'm not mad at you. It's okay. Anyway, haven't you finished work yet? It's already 10 p.m. You're going on a business trip tomorrow and you're working so late.
Stop nagging. I'm already done with work. I'm sending you a message from the cab. Don't start complaining just because I'm late. You're really irritating.
Don't get mad at me. I'm not blaming you. I'm worried about you. I'm worried that you'll get sick if you go on a business trip without enough sleep. Work is good, but your health is more important. Take care of yourself.
You don't need to tell me to take care of myself. I know how to take care of myself. Don't tell me what to do all the time. If I had as much money saved up as you do, I wouldn't have to work so hard to earn money. I don't have 300,000 saved up. I want to make more money. I get annoyed when people condescend to me using their wealth as a shield.
Are you talking about that again? Let's just stop. If I knew you're so competitive, I wouldn't have told you how much money I have in savings.
I'm not being competitive, idiot.
We've been married for 5 years, right? And when I talk about having a baby, you seem to be concerned that it would cost a lot of money. So I told you how much money I had saved up from when I was single.
Yeah. Here we go again, bragging about her money.
I didn't do it to brag or belittle you. If you're worried about money, don't be. I just wanted you to be positive about having a baby.
I told you, I don't have any rivalry with you. But I did say, don't get carried away just because you have a lot of money. I told you I was annoyed because you were getting on my nerves and condescending me. I could save that much money if I wanted to.
I just happened to have a good investment portfolio, and it turned out to be that much. I got lucky. Surely it's because I've been steadily accumulating it since I started working. That's why I had the money to begin with. You can't save 300,000 all of a sudden. I don't want you to get mad and work a lot of overtime.
What? Are you saying I can't do it? Are you calling me incompetent? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not at all. For example, if I tried to save 300,000 over 10 years, I'd have to save 2,500 a month, you know?
So what the hell?
That's just not possible, no matter what you think, right? That's about what your base salary is, and more than half of that is for living expenses. It's absurd to try to earn more than twice that with overtime pay. So in my case, I invested my money in assets and made 300,000. If I were like you and worked overtime and took on business trips to earn money, I would drop dead before I could save 300,000.
I told you, I'm taking care of my health.
I don't want that. That's why I'm asking you to moderate it. It's for your health.
Then why don't you invest my savings? Make my savings into 300,000. If you're going to talk so big about investment management, you can do it, right?
I didn't mean to sound like a big shot. Besides, how do you know it will work out that way? If it were mine, even if I lost the principal, I would be prepared for that because I did it myself. I'd feel horrible if I lost your savings, so I can't do it.
Oh, is that right?
Besides, we're a married couple, so our finances are the same, right? So that means we have 300,000 in savings. Isn't that enough? Do you want to save it on your own earnings?
No. If you mean that we have 300,000 in assets as a couple, I guess that's enough. That's right. You're right.
But don't get all worked up and waste it, okay? It's money I've been accumulating for the future. So don't spend it on, say, a home of our own or educational expenses when we have a child and so on, right?
Yeah, I know. But don't be too big of a jerk about the fact that you have 300,000 in savings for our family. I'm the head of the household. No matter how much you contribute, it doesn't change the status of our family. I'm the boss. Don't be mistaken, okay? If I wanted to save up, I'm totally capable of it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever made a big deal of it, but I'll watch my step.
Huh? Up until now, you've been flaunting your 300,000 and acting like a big shot. You thought, I have a lot of money and you don't, didn't you? That kind of thing doesn't need to be said, and it pisses me off. You try so hard to deny being arrogant, but you are. You can't help but be so snobbish in what you usually say and do. No matter how much you talk, your arrogance shows through. Making more money or having more assets than the man, frankly, it pisses me off and it's annoying. You're my wife, so you should take a step back and support your husband. You're a moron.
Why do I have to be called a moron? I don't know, but anyway, from now on, don't get all riled up trying to make money, but think about your body when you work. Please do me that favor.
Okay, well, I'll be home soon. Could you make me a sandwich? I want something light.
What? Didn't you already eat? It's already late.
I went out for drinks after work to entertain a client. I can't just chow down when I'm entertaining, can I? So I want something to eat. Just make a sandwich, okay? It's a wife's duty to make food for her husband and wait for him. Don't be overbearing about money. Keep your head down and serve your husband.
I understand. Well then, be careful and come home. Dylan, are you working late again today?
I have a meeting with my client's representative in the evening. He's always dragging things on, so I'll probably have to work late.
I see. So, are you going to have dinner?
As part of the meeting, I'm going to have dinner with the person in charge and some people from the office. I think we're going out for dinner, so you can go ahead and eat. We might start drinking till late. You can go back to sleep in that case.
Okay. So a day like that one last week? Did you have a long meeting then too?
Yeah, I told you. You don't remember? Your memory's pretty fucked up, huh? You're not that old yet, are you? Your skin is changing too. Your looks are aging, but on the inside you're aging too. And you're beyond redemption.
I was contacted from someone at your office last week. I tried calling you, but you wouldn't answer. The house phone rang, so I took the message. You came home late that night, so I told you the next day, remember?
Yeah, that's what happened. What about it?
Actually, that's when I asked the guy at the office. I asked if you weren't still at the office. And guess what he said?
Huh?
He said he left the office quite a while ago. I thought he should be home by now, so I called him at home. That's what he said. I was so surprised. You weren't working overtime then, were you? What's going on? Were you lying?
Huh? I didn't lie. Who the hell was it?
I can't tell you because he helped me.
Helped? What help?
This week, when you said you were working overtime and it was late at night, I asked him to tell me if you really worked late.
Huh? What the hell is that? You've got to be kidding me. You don't trust me? Isn't that right? You can't trust me, that's why you do things like that. A couple that has no trust isn't a couple. Then it's no wonder I'm cheating on you, is it? You're the one who didn't trust me and broke up the marriage. It's not my fault. It's yours.
What are you talking about? That's not going to work. Is that an admission that you were cheating on me? So you're saying you were cheating on me by saying you were working late?
It's pretty obvious now, huh? You probably already knew, right? You confirmed that I lied when I said I was working late this week. You confirmed it, right? Then there's no need to check again. You're right. I was cheating on you. All the days I said I was working late, I was seeing a woman. But it's all your fault. It's your fault for making me cheat on you.
It's my fault that you cheated on me? Why would you do that? Should I just accept it? You're not even going to apologize?
See, that's what I'm talking about. As a woman in charge of the family finances, you're just fine. If you're a man, You can't help it if you have an affair or two. If you just closed your eyes, you'd be a little more lovable. You're not like that at all. You're not cute. You're a decrepit old hag on the inside and out. And you're in a bad way.
You're cheating on me and I'm supposed to turn a blind eye? Because you're a man, you don't have a choice? What time period of values are you throwing all over the place? You're calling me an old lady, but you're not even from the same era.
Oh God, shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Okay. I'm sorry. It's my bad. I'm sorry. I apologized. So that's it, right? I'm breaking up with Nadia. So let's just say it's over. See? We're done talking about this. All is well. You're safe now, and I'll learn from this and not cheat on you. So that's it. We're done. Do you understand?
No, I don't get it. That's a very random apology, and it's a very hasty solution.
Shut up! I told you this is the end of it, didn't I? You can't listen to your husband?
Husband or no husband, I can't do what I don't agree to.
It's over! It's over! It's over! I'm telling you, this conversation is over. You're really persistent, aren't you? Shut up already! Shut up! Oh, what? You want a divorce? I'll give you a divorce anytime you want.
Okay, that's enough. I'm going to bed. Good night. I wanted to leave right away, but I had a lot of things to take care of. So I decided to stay in the house for the time being. Then, perhaps thinking that he was forgiven, he began to go to see Nadia with impunity. Then one day, I noticed that my bank book was missing and called Dylan, who was on a business trip. Then, I discovered something unbelievable. I also texted you during your lunch break, but do you know anything about my bank book? Could you please reply without blowing me off? It's a bank book with 300,000 in it, right? You took it out, didn't you? If you don't know about it, it means the house was robbed. We'll have to file a theft report with the police.
You're rattling on and on, aren't you? You're right. I took it, and I withdrew all the money.
Huh? How? That's a lot of money. No matter how married you are, no one but me could have withdrawn that much money, right?
We live in a very convenient world now. There are websites that provide fake driver's licenses and passports. I have a driver's license made with your date of birth and Nadia's picture. We both went to the bank together and withdrew the money. The banker didn't suspect a thing and gave it to us.
What are you doing? That's a crime. If I report it, you'll get arrested.
That won't happen because your property is my property. Because we're married. It's our property even if I withdrew it. It's not a problem. If you want to report me, go ahead. It's just a waste of time and effort. It doesn't get much interest if it just sits in the bank. I'm going to put it to better use.
So, you wanted to invest it? Then you should have asked me about it beforehand. I can't believe you falsified documents and withdrew the money without my permission.
It's true, even if you don't believe me. Even if you had that much money, there's no way you could use it. In fact, you were just saving it. That's why I spent it. Nadia always said she wanted to have her own store. I wanted to run a business too. So I decided to make Nadia the manager of the store. And we decided to create an apparel store.
I can't believe it. You mean you already spent it?
It was a good investment, LOL. Now the future is secure for me and Nadia, LOL.
That was my money. I told you I was saving it for when we had kids in the future. And then you gave it to a mistress?
It's our property. so it's up to me how I want to spend it. Anyway, it's time for you to get the hell out of my house. I've already spent the $300,000, so I don't need you anymore. Could you just get out while I'm on my business trip? I spent that $300,000 for me and my girlfriend's future. The money from the investment will ultimately be used for our children, which is exactly what you wanted. So you don't have a problem with that, right? I know you want to be with me, but leave.
We're already divorced though.
Huh?
You said it yourself, remember? You said you'd divorce me anytime. That's why I filed for divorce right away. We're unrelated now. You withdrew money from someone else's bank account without permission. Do you understand how bad this is? You will be punished severely, so get ready.
Wait! I'm sorry. No, it wasn't me. I never said anything about taking money out of the bank. Nadia told me to do it. I was seduced. It's not my fault. It's hers. It's Nadia's fault. I'm so sorry. So please forgive me. Please don't call the cops.
Will you stop blaming others? In the meantime, I'm leaving the house, and I'm sure you'll hear from my lawyer. Okay, bye. Bye. Dylan called and texted me like a storm, but I completely ignored him until I got settled in my new life. I had left the matter of alimony and compensation in the hands of my lawyer. Then one day, I received a call that his cheating partner, Nadia, had been arrested, so I decided to reply.
Kaylee, please forgive me. Please help me. Nadia was arrested. I was called in for questioning. I'll ask my parents for money. So please forgive me. Kaylee, don't abandon me. Please reply to me.
I got a call from my father-in-law. He said he'll sell the house and land and use all his severance pay to compensate me. He was crying. Dylan, you dishonor your parents. Your parents are doing all this for you, and all you do is ask for forgiveness? Are you only going to ask for forgiveness? Anyone can talk. You need to show more sincerity.
I'll use all my savings to compensate you. If that's not enough, I'll keep paying you monthly. I promise I will pay you in full. I'll make sure to pay up, so please just don't get me arrested.
It's not just compensation, okay? There's also the divorce fees, right?
I'll make it work. I will pay you even if it takes me the rest of my life. So please forgive me. If I get arrested, I'll be fired from my company and my life will be over.
You've got it all wrong. I'm only asking for compensation and fees. The police are only acting because the bank is accusing you of fraud.
Then, no matter how much I apologize to you? Oh no, then what am I supposed to do?
I don't know anything about that. Whether or not you'll be prosecuted depends on the interrogation, doesn't it?
If that's the case, I'm so sorry. Please tell the bank that Nadia just seduced me. Please, I beg you.
You can tell the police or the bank yourself. If you're too persistent, I'll make a police report too. Is that okay with you?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I won't ask you again, so please don't do that. I'm apologizing with such sincerity. Please.
So what if you apologized? I never said I'd forgive you if you apologized. I think it's too late to do anything after you've been sued, don't you? At any rate, even if you have to go to jail, you'll pay me when you get out, so brace yourself. I'll make sure you clean up the mess you've made. Okay, bye. Dylan received a suspended sentence, so he escaped jail time, but he had to borrow money to pay the compensation and fees. To repay the debt, he had to work from morning till night and never had a day off, even on weekends. He is now a wreck, both physically and mentally. On the other hand, I was able to marry a faithful man through a friend. We are expecting a baby next spring, and I am very happy.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.